Hey y'all, Tracy here with Just Dig It Farms. It is the 1st of June and we are already harvesting so much out of the potager garden. We start preparing back at the beginning of the year in January and February here in the greenhouse by starting seeds, starting all of our plant starts. And we started all back in January and February to prepare for June, July, and August, where we're harvesting all of the abundance from the garden and preserving it and putting it all up so that we can eat out of the garden fresh, homegrown, organic produce and food all year long. So today I wanted to share just a little bit with y'all of what we've been harvesting so far out of the potager garden and how we've been preserving it and putting it up and using it and eating it. This is rattlesnake pole beans, and I sowed these seeds the first week in March. Actually, I think it was around March the 10th, which was a perfect time to sow these beans. The thing about growing pole beans, green beans, is that when it gets really, really hot, the flowers fall off. And so you end up with no beans here in the South. So the timing of planting the seed has to be just right. And if you plant it too early, then we'll get a frost and it'll kill them. This year we didn't really get a late frost, so we're getting a great harvest of pole beans this year. This is just one section. It's a 16-foot section. And I've already put up 20 quarts of pole beans from this one 16-foot section. One of my favorite things to do is at the end of a long day, curl up on the couch and snap beans. And the rattlesnake pole beans are the easiest because they have less strings in them. So I just snapped my beans, washed them really good. I usually wash them in a vinegar water bath. Just wash them and clean them really good. And then I have washed and sterilized with boiling water my quart jars here. And I'm just packing them with, I'm dry packing all of my jars with my beans. Adding a teaspoon of Redmond's real salt to every quart jar. And then I've got some water here that I brought to a rolling boil, and I'm just ladling it over into my quart jars and only filling it up right to the bottom of the rim of the jar. Here, I'm just taking a butter knife and going down the sides and in the middle to get all of the air bubbles and air pockets out. I know you're really probably not supposed to use a butter knife, but that's what I have. That's what Jean's mom's always used, so that's what I use. Then I'm wiping the rims off really good so that there's nothing on the rim of the jar, so that it will get a really good seal when I put it in the canner. I have my lids and my rings in some water that I brought just to a simmer, just to warm them up and heat them up. Now, I've heard that the new lids and rings these days, you don't have to do this. You don't have to put them in simmering water before you put them on your jar. But this is the way I was taught, and this is the way I do it. And I'm just putting my rings on just finger tight. You don't want to put them on too tight. This is my Denali canner, and I've got about 3 inches or so of water in here that I've had turned on, so it's hot water because my jars are hot from putting the boiling water over my beans. So I've got my jars in there, putting my lid on. I love this Denali canner. It is made so that you can use it on induction stovetops, which is what I have. And this Denali canner has been awesome. I turn the heat all the way up and let a good steam come out for 10 minutes. And then I put my pressure regulator on, let it get up to 10 pounds of pressure. And I let that go for 25 minutes. And then you gotta let it completely cool down. And this takes a little while, but it's gotta completely cool down. And then you can remove your jars from the canner. And that's the sound I want to hear. So I'll let these sit overnight. I'll choke my seals and label them, put them in my pantry, and we'll enjoy them all winter. We have been picking lots of blackberries the past few weeks. I can't tell you how many blackberries I've picked, but we've made cobblers and jam and jelly, and just put some up in the freezer to eat later, taking some to my grandbaby, eating them fresh with our yogurt. I've got 2 rows here that we trellis, and they are about, I would say, 25, 30 feet long each. And this has been more than enough blackberries for my family. Got a nice blackberry harvest this afternoon. I'm going to take these over to Jean's mom's and see if she wants to make us a blackberry cobbler for tomorrow. These are Kiowa blackberries, and they're huge and sweet and delicious. We've had good rain this spring, a lot of good rains, and it has developed some pretty delicious blackberries. They are so good. So big. I grow my blackberries on a trellis system. what's called the T-Pups, which was developed by Dr. Arlie Powell at Petals from the Past. He taught me how to do this. And this is the best way to grow blackberries, y'all. I have a couple of videos that show you how to train your blackberries like this and grow them like this on this trellis system. I'll put links to those in the description below. But this Kiowa blackberry is not a thornless. It does have thorns, but it is one of the best blackberries you can grow, in my opinion. What you making?
Blackberry jam. Look at these biscuits I made this morning. I said, well, we got biscuits ready. Shoot. I said, we got biscuits ready for when it gets done.
Yeah.
I'll have me a biscuit with some hot blackberry jam.
Mmm.
It's been difficult this morning because, well, there. It's been difficult because I'm in a new area and my stuff's been scattered all over, and I've had to get it all together, so I'll have to get this kitchen all ready to can.
Different than your other kitchen, ain't it?
Oh yeah, it's a lot different. I don't have the counter space that I had there. You know, I had that big long bar to put everything on.
Mm-hmm.
This is the next batch that I'll be doing. Now this batch has got seeds in it, and this next batch I'm not going to do the seeds. I'm going to run them through my sieve right here, and that'll get rid of the seeds and give me the good stuff that I need.
Doing it the old-fashioned way?
Oh yeah, everything's always old-fashioned if I know how to do it. I'll find me a cookbook that'll tell me how. But I watched Mama many a years make jams and jellies. My favorite one that my mother made was pineapple and pineapple and apricots, and I loved it. It was so good. She'd make it every year, and that you buy in the store is not near as good as what Mama made. These are blackberries that I have mashed, but I'm taking the seeds out. I'm putting them through the sieve to get the seeds out. It mashes the berries and the seeds go out, and then what you've got left is yuck, I call it. I'm gonna give it to the chickens.
No, they'll love it.
With all those seeds in it.
Mm-hmm. Chickens will love that.
And I get it down to where there's hardly nothing left in it. I mash it out, get all that good juice. All right, that's some that's been sitting there. Now we'll take some of these and put in there.
Are you supervising?
No, I'm trying to.
Or trying to stay out of the kitchen?
Stay out of the kitchen. Yeah.
You go in there, you get put to work.
Yeah, I've already been in there this morning. She had me put me in there and smash some of the berries.
Yeah?
Too hard to work.
It is.
Oh, shoot. All righty. And then we'll put it in a water bath canner, and it'll be ready to go.
That looks good.
What is it, Tracy?
Blackberry jam.
With seeds.
With seeds. We planted 2 of the potager garden beds in Irish potatoes, Kennebec, Yukon Gold, and Red New Orleans. I planted one of the beds in February, the end of February, and then 2 weeks later we planted this bed. So we succession sowed the potatoes so that we weren't harvesting them all at the same time. And we harvested the first bed 2 weeks ago. And then tonight we're harvesting this second bed. And we have so many potatoes. I don't even know how many we have, but we have a really good harvest of potatoes this year. And nothing's better than a date night in the garden with my love serenading me.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved an old wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. I'm digging up bones, I'm digging up bones, doing things that's better left alone. I'm resurrecting memories of the days dead and gone. While I'm just sitting at home, digging up bones. I'm digging up bones. I'm digging up bones.
Last night we harvested the last bed of potatoes. 3 more big baskets of potatoes. I've been harvesting herbs every single day, as many herbs as I could harvest and be able to preserve within the day, because as soon as you harvest them, you need to get them inside and do something with them because they start to wilt up really quick. So this is just a harvest of cinnamon basil, where I was just pinching off the tops so that it would continue to bush out and maybe not go to flower so much. It's okay if it goes to flower on cinnamon basil, but I got a pretty good harvest out of it just from pruning it a little bit. So I'm just putting it in the dehydrator to preserve for later. And I'm going to make us a pot of cinnamon, basil, and honey tea. So this is my teapot that I love. And I'm just breaking up some of the cinnamon basil, putting it into the diffuser part of it. Pouring some boiling water over it, and I'll put the lid on it and we'll let it infuse for about 20 minutes or so. I'm just going to add some of our delicious honey while the tea is hot so that the tea can, dissolve the honey really well. And you can either enjoy this as a hot cup of tea, add some lemon if you wanted to, or other herbs if you wanted to, but it's so hot outside today, we're going to enjoy this just as a cool, refreshing drink. So I'm just going to add some ice cubes to it, and it is so good, y'all. So refreshing. Up there. What are you doing up there? There is so much more delicious, beautiful food that will be coming from this potager garden real soon. And I am so happy that y'all are here with me to join me in growing the food, growing the garden, harvesting, and preserving the abundance. Thank you so much for joining me in the garden today and for joining me in the kitchen. God bless you, and I'll see y'all next week.